Welcome to another Dave Day here on Community NEPA News with Standard Speaker Sports Editor Dave Seaman. And Dave, you wanted to start off by remembering a friend and a colleague, someone I worked with as well, Bill Crooks.
Yeah, I would be remiss if we didn't start our telecast on talking a little bit about Bill Crooks, a mentor of mine and a lot of young sports writers at the Standard Speaker. Had a lot of good times working together with Bill. Bill was a fixture in the community for a lot of years, and a lot of people got to know him, covering different events from the high school to Little League. He coached Little League for a long time, and, my heart goes out to, Burnell, his wife, and his two sons and their families. A great man and a fun man. We had a fun time being together in the sports department, and he'd definitely be missed. A lot of stories about him, but one that always came up was every time Kobe Bryant would have a big game, and Bill's famous line was, "But he couldn't beat the Cougars," and in reference to the fact in 1995 when Hazleton area played Bryant's Lower Marion team in the playoffs or whatever, and Kobe had a fantastic game, but he was held scoreless. The Cougars held him scoreless in overtime. Cougars won that game, went on to the Eastern Final that season, and Kobe had some great games. Obviously, 81 points. Big time playoff MVPs, league MVPs, and every time a story would come over the wire about Kobe Bryant, but he couldn't beat the Cougars, and we always have a laugh about it, and something I always remember, just the laughs, that's for sure.
We remember Bill Crooks a little bit, and Dave, hard to transition, but let's transition now. It's a big week of national sports, local sports. Dave, for me and you, we got my Red Sox, your Dodgers in the World Series. Just tell me about the Dodgers, what you think some of the strengths are, maybe what concerns you.
I think the biggest strength is their chip on their shoulder. I think they remember how it felt last year to lose a Game 7 to the Astros, and I don't think they want that feeling again, and not to mention their talent. I mean, manager Dave Roberts has a lot of players at his disposal. He could switch the lineup around to whoever's pitching for the other team. If he wants left-handed lineup, he has a lot of strong left-handed batters. He has strong on the right side as well. And then the pitching staff it's very deep. Starting pitching, starting with Clayton Kershaw, coming off came in relief the other night. He pitched well. You got the rookie Walker Buehler, who was lights out for most of the second half of the season. And then you got the veterans too. You got the Rich Hill and you got Kyung Young Roo. I hope I said that right.
It sounded very good.
Yeah, it did. He didn't pitch well against the Brewers, but he had a strong second half of the season as well. Their bullpen is going to be rested, and Dave Roberts mixes and matches his bullpen like every other team does these days. They have a proven warhorse at the back end in Kenley Jansen, so it's a strong team. That's I said their biggest strength right now is their chip on their shoulder.
Dave, as for the Red Sox, as we do a little preview, I think a strength they have there, you saw it in the two series against two teams that won 100 games in the Yankees and the Astros, depth. I mean, Alex Cora kept going to that bench a little bit, and the thing was the players were producing. You see, Jackie Bradley Jr. was the ALCS MVP, helping them come back against the Astros a few times. It seems Cora, and then he was taking players out of the lineup. Brock Holt hits for a cycle, and he's out the next game, and it just seems like everything Cora has done so far has worked. Now, again, that could change very fast, and fans' tones change very fast. But this is a team, Dave, that was the best team all regular season in Major League Baseball. They beat 200 to 100-win teams in the playoffs, but you look at the Red Sox, there's still a lot of holes. That bullpen, they've had some guys come out of the bullpen who have been strong this postseason, but it's still, I think you get very nervous. Craig Kimbrell has been hit pretty hard this postseason. They said maybe he was tipping pitches, and he has that figured out. But I think when you look at this team, there's some opportunities for the Dodgers. Plus, they have to go to an NL ballpark, which I think is a challenge. And Alex Cora said, hey, we're going to have J.D. Martinez in every game. That means he might move Mookie Betts, their star outfielder who's up for MVP, to second base. So I think there's a lot of stress. Let's get to college football. Notre Dame off this weekend. They move up as Ohio State goes down to Purdue. That's interesting. Dave, Notre Dame in control of their destiny. We talked about it before, the opportunity right before them, and it just keeps getting better and better for Irish fans. Do you think Notre Dame's the team, though? I think a lot of people look at Alabama and they say, well, no one wants to play Bama. It's probably their year again. If the Irish get into the playoff, will they get the respect from people?
Yeah, I mean, Alabama seems like they're on a definitely different level right now. They've been playing on lights out all year. Again, they haven't been challenged, though. Yeah. So we'll see what happens when they get challenged. Alabama, I believe, is off this week. So is LSU, and the Tigers and the Tide play next week. I don't know if that's in Tuscaloosa or if that's in Baton Rouge, but that's always a war when those two teams play. So maybe LSU can stop Alabama. LSU's beaten a lot of ranked teams this year. As far as Notre Dame, they have definitely the defense to hang in the game. If their offense gives them some consistency, what they've gotten with Ian Book, they played very well against Virginia Tech, but then didn't play very well against Pitt as an offense as a whole, then they could struggle. But I think their defense keeps them in games, and if they get enough out of the offense, Notre Dame can play with anybody.
And that Michigan win's looking better and better. And I mean, Michigan might be the Big Ten champions this year. Have a good sports week. Have a good week in general. We'll see you back here soon.